And we walk in, no one's fucking here. No one. That whole area. That was, it was so stunningly silent.
Give me like a 15 count and then we're good.
Who's that guy?
I mean, he's hustling.
He's sweating.
He's hustling.
He's working his ass off.
I like that guy.
Respect. Yeah.
That's what
He
you
was
should
gassed.
do. You should be fucking on the hop.
Yeah, that was great.
All right, it's the rundown. It is August 9th. It is brought to you by Stella Blue Coffee. There's just something romantic about coffee. Anything better than having first sip of coffee in the morning? First kiss every single day is euphoric. Does Dan know, like, who wrote this?
I think Dan wrote it. Sounds like him.
No fucking way. Stella Blue Coffee supports pets. Unlike Big Coffee, that does sound like. For every purchase, a portion of the proceeds go directly towards helping Paws Animal Shelter, which is very cool, helping dogs find homes. You can get yours tomorrow. Available on StellaBlueCoffee.com. Next day shipping on Amazon Prime. Get your coffee now before they sell out. Stop waiting in line at Starbucks, ordering on confusing apps, having your name spelled wrong on the cup. That's not Dan. Coffee should be about you. Go to Stella Blue Coffee. Use promo code RUNDOWN for 10% off your next order. Okay, first rundown back in the Barstool-owned world. And it got off to a bang today. We were on Barstool Radio doing it, but that whole trash section down there.
It's the loser pen / trash pen / pig pen.
Nobody was here.
Those are the names he's been throwing.
Nobody was here.
How stupid is this fucking company? Like, I bought it, I've owned it back for less than 24 hours. What time is it right now? 9:45. We got a couple people over here. These motherfuckers don't show up. I'm only in the office for a fucking week. What the fuck are these idiots doing?
It was dead ass empty to the point it was so silent that I was like in my office. I'm like,
You hear your keys
I'm
clacking?
like, I looked at my phone. I'm like, is it still like 8 a.m.? No, it was 10 a.m. Nobody here. I got furious. I was legit mad. It's like, people know I'm here. I just bought the company. No one's fucking here. So that was an interesting way to start it. Robbie, you were super late. I had diarrhea.
I did.
Listen,
tough.
there's
Listen, I was excited about the whole Barstool thing yesterday. I said I'm going to get myself my favorite meal. I got a burger, jalapeno bacon, mushroom burger. It went right through me, Dave. It went right through me.
Because
I got
diaries
donuts
are
as well.
pretty.
Yeah,
I got
I mean,
three-
you
three
can
want to
shit
be here
here.
shitting on the
Hot
floor?
You can
donuts,
shit
too.
here. I will
Robbie
say,
can't shit here. He's
We
got
can't
anxiety
shit.
and stuff.
Have you
Come
seen these bathrooms? We can't shit here.
the private one?
The private one is being watched at all times. That's a little weird at this point. But even the small one, we can't. Listen, shit happens.
I will say, ongoing feature of Barstool, and Kevin's kind of going to be the captain of New York, him or the tank, is if you don't have something that's very, very clearly a successful franchise, you better have your ass in the office. Like that.
Well, I'm safe because I've got my mom's basement. So.
The office, there's value to being in the office. You don't know, like Smitty, who, and again, we were talking about this, part of the issue with doing Barstool Radio is you talk about things you're going to talk about. I don't know what we can do and what we can't do anymore. Just because we're a private company, can I call people fat? Can I be like, hey, Sausage, you fat fuck, like stop feeding yourself shrimp cocktail? Can I make fun of Smitty for maybe having 4 months of paternity leave, which to me is insane, but you may have to do that.
The phrase Dave used was, there are still rules in civilization that we have to follow.
Like,
But
what
are
is
those
the
rules these
minimum
days?
a company has to do maternity leave?
I would
someone
guess.
Google
I
that?
would guess 2 weeks is pretty like.
Yeah, can't be
Minimum.
2 weeks.
Paternity.
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 Maternity
He's
is
not
way
a
different,
mutt.
right?
Paternity.
He did not give birth.
Cologne took a while. I think really Cologne took like 10 or 12 weeks.
What is the minimum that we
minimum,
have to
I think
give?
I think minimum would be like 2 weeks. I think
17 days for paternity.
yes. I think.
But
I think
is there a federal law like Dave,
I would
if
bet
you, don't
you it's
do-
2 weeks.
Well, can't we look that up?
I think
New
that.
York.
I think.
It says if a child has 2 parents, each parent of any gender has the right to up to 12 weeks to be in there.
But
They have
that's
the
a
right
right.
up to
That's
12
a.
weeks,
I
Ray
don't
said.
think. I think companies offer that as like.
12 weeks of unpaid job protection.
Unpaid.
So that's the other thing.
Wow, we treat people like fucking kings and queens. That's one of the.
There's no such thing as unpaid here, by the way. It's the opposite. You come to work and do nothing and
Yes.
get paid.
Correct, and we give forced vacation days when we shut down for 4th of July, Christmas, when most companies one day. Anyways, so I don't know. Like, if it was up to me, in this zone, I'd be like, paternity leave, like, you get a day, kiss the baby, be back here the next day. Now, the thing is, Smitty's not doing anything either way, and we were talking before camera. After no one was here, you forced me to do math. And Gaz comes chewing that gum,
he must have
walking
been.
around the corner. He's like, want me to
a
see
pot.
how many blogs Smitty's written? 7 in all of July. That's when I'm like, hey, what's going on? He's like, well, maternity leave, blah, blah, blah. I'd be curious to see how many he did the July before and July before. Long story short, I don't know what I can tell people. I gotta learn that.
Yeah.
Can I be like, no, you don't get maternity leave, paternity?
It's a New York State paternity leave law. It says paternity leave is protected under the state's family leave law, but it says unpaid leave.
Yeah, there's a lot of companies that say like we'll pay you for 3 months and you can take up to 4, but that last month is going to be unpaid. And I think that there's probably a much smaller amount that is like necessary by law.
I gotta relearn.
A lot of companies these days, though, if you want, that's the other question. Do you want to keep up with like? I don't think you care about this, but other companies are like come to our company because we give 4 months, not 3 months, and it's like
Right,
an
those
attraction.
type of people I don't want.
Right.
Like if
That's
you're,
not on
if
your
you're
list of-
juggling those benefits, we don't want you. Like the benefit here is you work here. So, but having said that, the new Barstool world, I don't know a lot of people.
Right.
Like I recognize your face. I don't know if I can rip your guts out without you crying. I don't know you well enough.
I could have guessed you could rip it out,
Yes?
but yeah.
Yeah.
So that I almost need waivers.
You need waivers. You
Can
need.
we
You
do
know
that?
what you need. You need like you know politicians have someone who tells everybody that this person works.
Or just
here,
a
this
waiver.
person works there.
You sign if that's legal.
But I also
Dave
think you
can
gotta know
say
who
what-
sucks and who doesn't.
No,
You know, like,
but you sign a waiver. Dave can say whatever he wants to you. It's like when I made Rhea cry in Barstool Radio. I never was scared that Rhea was gonna like sue. I felt bad, but like that wasn't crossing my mind. Where there's people. Yeah, right. You've been through a lot. So there's certain people.
Well, and then likewise, when Smitty wanted to sue you for the shower incident, you were kind of like, okay, but I'm never going to do content with you again.
Correct.
That's kind of
because
the rub. It's like you'll never
a
get to be.
freeloading baby who hasn't worked a day in his life. For 2 decades, you've been collecting a check and robbing from me, and you're still here, and you're going to threaten me because I want to get a Tom Brady video and a smoky mirror, and you're going crazy. So you're dead to me, and yet I still carry this guy, and he can't write a blog.
Let me ask you this: I know you were genuinely mad, but for the sake of content and whatnot, were you happy that like?
No,
was it better that it was empty?
Yeah,
like if people
probably
were
for
just here
content.
working, it's
Yeah,
like who cares?
For content.
You know, it's almost better this way.
Made a
People,
whole
I
thing
mean,
of
the
today,
fans
yeah.
are loving it. You know, they've got to be
Like
like.
I had
"Oh,
Kelly
Barstool's back."
Keegs on my list because she wasn't here and they took her off. I think she can take it, but I'm always nice to Keegs. I haven't really ripped her guts out yet. So maybe we just do waivers, John Rich.
That's
Love
actually.
to sign a waiver.
Anybody
Opt
who
in.
wants
But
all
okay,
in
but
on
no,
the Dave
But
Portnoy
here's the thing,
experience,
Dave.
sign
Dave,
a waiver.
The problem is you're going to get people who are like,
But
They
the
feel
waiver has to-
pressured to sign the waiver.
not even pressure, but they're going to be like, the punishment of not signing the waiver is you're never going to get to do content with Dave. He's never going to. So people are going to go, I can't like
Well,
close
you-
that off. I'll sign it, and then I'm going to cry and
And
sue
what do we
anyway.
do about the business people?
Fire them all. Fuck them.
Like again,
Just
Sausage.
Dracarys, just
Yeah.
Sausage.
he's
I
catching
don't-
so many strays.
I don't
Sausage.
think he
like,
was
he said
Sausage.
sausage 50 times.
I don't
Guy
know that-
ate shrimp cocktail 5 years ago, and he hasn't heard the end of it.
He also, when Biz brought the Shake Shacks, he ate like 11 of them. And
Wait,
I
wait,
had to
tell-
go,
tell
I
the-
had to go into the trash and dig out the wrappers.
Oh man.
Tell the black card story, because that is like the perfect example of new
Now,
Barstool.
Correct. So I don't know, but there's a guy with red hair floating around. He walks just, I think, circles down the content floor. But he came into my office before the announcement. He's like, I'm gonna need access to your black card.
Like your credit card?
Yeah, because I guess there are people on it. He meant well for it, but he's like, I'm gonna need just you to call and give me the.
But you don't
black
walk
card.
up to Dave and just
Yeah.
say, I need access to your
You gotta
card without saying,
introduce
who am
yourself,
I?
your
And there's
job
there's
title,
there's
why
people
you-
using your
yeah.
card. We have to
He
you know.
kind of maybe did that, but I was like, who
fuck
are
are
you?
you?
I
Yeah.
stopped like, who are you? It turns out he works for Pete. So I marched to Pete. I'm like, and Pete knew about this, by the way, because he had a lot. So I'm like, Pete, why would you let somebody have no fucking clue who they are walk into my office and be like, hey, I'm this person. I need access to your black card. I'm like, in what world do you think that's going to work with me? And now there's a lot of business people up there who didn't sign up for the Dave Portnoy experience.
That's true.
And when we were smaller, like, again, I've been demolishing Sage. Sage's been here a long time. He can take it, and that goes a long way. Saw Sage, I mean, that guy was floating in my pool. When I used to go to the one
looked up
when I
his
used to
hotel
go to
and
the
went
one
to Dave's
hotel
hotel
in Miami. We talked about it all the time on Barstool Radio.
Yeah.
I would always be like, I'm going on vacation. I
Crazy.
stay at the one hotel.
Yeah.
One day
it's
on
crazy.
vacation, I'm minding my own business, and there's this sausage just floating across, shrimp cocktail fucking hanging out of his mouth. Like, I gotta switch hotels. I never went back to the one hotel.
You really switched the
Switch
hotel
hotels.
just to run away
Yeah.
from sausage.
You can't. If I knew that Dave had a spot, I would not go to that spot.
amazing.
That's crazy.
Stay away.
I think
is
he's
a
like the
crazy
head of our
move.
fucking sales too, Sausage. So, like, and again, can that present problems? He's trying to sell ads, and an advertiser's like, you're getting fucking ripped. Maybe, but that's our world.
Maybe he can run in there and go, I'm Sausage. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm part of the show.
Maybe.
Well,
Yeah.
the name is tremendous.
It's an
It's
all-timer.
really good, yeah.
It's an all-timer.
And we don't really talk when we see each other. We'll be like,
I bet not, yeah.
I may sneaky like him. I have begrudging
no,
respect
there
for
is a
people who
weird-
hang on.
There's also a weird thing where if Dave knows your name and knows to yell at, he can't yell at someone he doesn't know at all.
Yeah.
So like, he was ripping Tommy, and he was like, I know that Tommy does a lot of work, but he's just going to get the brunt of it because I know him. So it's almost like when you're getting clowned, you're actually ahead of the people who are just skating underneath.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, there's
Yeah.
100 people on the blogger resume that probably wrote 7 blogs last month for being fit.
Right, and then like so Smitty's the one catching it, but there's
yeah. Well, Smitty.
But there's also not 100 people who've been here for
just-
2 decades.
Yeah,
and, you know.
Smitty's just so exhausting when he comes in and tries to act. Like, I'd almost respect more Smitty's like, I know I don't work. I haven't worked in 20 years. I understand that. I get paid. I'm lucky. I don't do anything. But his shtick of, I'm a pasta guy. I get a bad rap. This isn't right. Let me get the numbers. Just give that. Just be like your charity case. You're the Barstool charity case, one of them. And
Barstool Fund,
let's go
yeah.
on our way. Mincy's back.
Yes.
Now he's a charity case I like.
That's the difference. Are you a charity that I like or a charity I don't like?
This video of him driving with no hands on the wheel, he eventually just takes his hands and knees off the wheel, is so goddamn funny. And he gave us an all-time Mincy soundbite when he was like, Dave, I'm just so happy. I'm floating in space.
I feel like I'm floating in space. Fucking love it.
Did you see the video when his dad threw him the shirt?
Oh, the
Time to
video
go back to work.
Time to go back to work, son. Sup, fellas?
the foggiest video of all time, the one that you
No,
can barely
no,
see.
there's
another
there's
one.
another one. Okay,
Yeah.
His
because the
dad-
one that was that.
It's up more. That's
There it is. His dad comes out with a Barstool shirt.
Hilarious.
You gotta get the sound.
Time to get back.
Tops off for the boys.
Yeah.
Sup, fellas?
Yeah, he
He's
does a
back.
sup, fellas.
Yep.
The mints announcements.
Announcements. Yeah. Does he put the one in?
He's in
put it
Chicago
mouth?
today for the bowling thing. So yeah, Barstool, it'll be interesting trying to get it back to like, because I will say that's one thing I've thought about. When and people always reminisce about it's old bands, old whatever, like, oh, the old days were so good. We didn't change as much, but a lot of the things that people really did like is me being very brutal to
Mean to people. Yeah.
Yeah, like
dude, even the people
brutally mean.
The people who are so excited about Barstool Radio, I was like, this is the most revisionist history I've ever seen. Everybody used to dread it. They were terrified of it. And now they're like, bring it back, bring it back. I was like, I mean, it'll never be the same without you doing it, but I was like, be careful
And really,
what you wish for.
if I had to point to when like old Barstool or the meanness went away, it was BLM. Because I was getting like,
That was-
we were expanding so quick and we had employees like basically publicly like attacking me and us and like
That
you
was
know,
a totally
the
different
league
beast.
leader in fucking t-shirt sales and shit like that. So that drove me nuts because it's like I didn't even know these people. It's like I don't even know who I can be like a normal human to anymore.
Right.
It's like I'm just gonna stop. There's no point because I wasn't even mean to those like at all. So that dynamic changed. But it's still, I feel like I'm at a point now, everybody in content, I'm pretty comfortable with.
Do you want to be more in the mix going forward?
I'd like to, but I still gotta live in Florida.
Because
Taxes.
of the taxes.
Yeah. But no, I like being in the mix when people are here, for sure.
Would you consider more content in Florida, having people come out to Florida?
Yeah, but sort of.
Like a Disney Boys 2 type?
That was pitched. Disney Boys 2 was pitched.
I know.
That's got to be an annual thing.
One of my first
fun.
questions for Austin after the deal, I was like, has the press been hounding Dave about what this means for the Disney Boys?
I mean, I'm pretty good here with trusting everybody for the most part in content. That's a hard thing when you're growing that fast. But I think most people here are pretty locked in with the vibe, which is good. So, I don't know, really, there's worth talking about the other stuff.
Yeah,
Johnny
who cares?
Football Doc. And I bought a horse as a present. We were talking about that. Which it's $650,000. The fact that I was able to buy a $650,000 horse is
It's pretty
bananas.
fucking wild.
But yeah, I bought it. Barstool is back. That was what it was written down on it. It's a gun runner.
Wait, is that the name?
What do you mean that was written down on it? Yeah. Did you
I haven't
name
named
that?
it. I haven't named it yet.
I thought you named it Barstool is back.
No. So they just had to put like my buddy is a big horse guy, so he was on the phone last night like bidding for me. They had to put something down for the sale. He says, I'm just gonna write Parcel's back.
Was
But
that a you just like the look of it? Is it a
yeah,
feel?
so
How does someone buy a horse?
I was in Saratoga and I made him show me all the grays. That is actually considered a gray horse, and she'll turn grayer as she gets
looks
older.
very young.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah,
She's
okay.
a yearling. So
Okay.
I made him show me all the grays. I liked her. She actually bit like Sylvan's sweatshirt and wouldn't let go, which I thought was like, I like that little kind of like attitude.
Yeah.
So we picked her, and it's very exciting.
How many horses do you have? Not a lot now, right?
I've never
Own right.
done
outright.
anything
Like
remote
outright, this is. you
for
own
that
a
amount of
horse.
money.
Yeah.
That's more than I've like ever spent on horses, period. I just was like, you know what? Because with horse racing, you got to go into it being like that. I might as well have thrown that money out the window. Honestly, that's how you gotta look at it. But
$650,000.
Was it really like a would this have happened if the deal didn't happen, or was it like a present to myself?
Yeah, it was kind of it was everything together.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to
I
do
got
it.
the donuts and the burger. He got the horse.
Everybody celebrated in their own little
Yeah.
way. I had a pint of ice cream.
Yeah.
You know.
Mine
It's
came with
weird though.
diarrhea.
I think
His
horse
did
racing
not.
people are starting to like sort of root for me because people in horse racing are so fucking rich, and I'm
You're
rich
actually the
now.
little guy.
But like I was not rich. Like this
Yeah.
is the first big one, and it's a one-off, so it's a stupid thing to do. But I'm also like selfish. I'm in partnerships. If I get in a winner's circle, my dream is like me and Elio and nobody else.
I was gonna ask, did Elio? What was Elio's?
Oh, he's psyched.
Yeah,
It's a great day to be working for Barstool Sports. What's up?
he's got to be.
Does he get half the winnings on this?
Probably he'll try to. He wanted to name it Queen Barstool, which is a pretty cool name.
Queen Barstool?
You
I
gotta
like
name
that,
it.
yeah.
I mean, if it's about the deal, it's got to be
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, something Barstool related.
So, very exciting, but exciting times, and
We're back, baby.
yeah, we're back.
I think
We
the fans
back.
are very, very happy. I think old school.
They will be for a minute. For a
Well,
minute.
yeah, and then they'll go back to
Yeah.
hating. They'll say,
You're
no,
gonna go
it's
back
not
to
the
Miami and it's
Yeah,
gonna be-
Yeah.
or whatever.
But I
just
will say,
everything
I
sucks.
got a lot of DMs and messages of people being like, "This is the greatest reality show of all time. I'm 40 years old. I've been following this since I was like 20, and like this, season 23 finale is the greatest thing I've ever seen."
I was
mean, it's
smirking.
nuts.
I told it before, but Francis just sauntered his way into my office, sat down, dead serious, and only that Francis like voice is like, I have a couple blogs that haven't been published that maybe now are good. It's about like suicide and killing myself and pretty dark stuff. I'm like,
Here we go.
Here he comes.
Barstool's back.
I'll read the paragraph.
Come get a mic first. Come over here.
get the
I
mic.
don't know what he's gonna.
I'm pretty sure that you did this for sure, Francis.
I will almost guarantee.
No, I did that. But I asked him about. I wrote a blog in July where we had just got back from the North Carolina golf trip, and The blog was this is the 4-year anniversary of me being fired. It was the Friday before the 4th of July. And I was just saying some like full circle shit. Can I read the paragraph?
I think it's going to validate what I just said.
I was going to say, this is not how you think it's going to go.
No.
It's wild, then, that on this same day, 4 years hence, I once again find myself wondering where I stand. I just spent 4 days playing golf in North Carolina with Dave and Kirk Minahan. Borrowing aptly from the shorthand for his podcast, Kirk made me want to KMS. I actually went back to our hotel after a round and tested the structural integrity of the closet rack to see if it might hold my weight, banging out a quick set of 15 pull-ups to make sure. Best to be discovered with a pump, I reasoned. Then I tidied up a bit since the maids would be useless in their hysteria, selected my strongest belt, and hung the "Service Please" tag on the outside of my door. In the end, I decided against it simply because the hotel wasn't nice enough for me to die in. I can end a sentence with a preposition, but I will not end my life in a 3-star backpacker hostel that stirs diluted Negronis and houses uncultured elderlies who revel at the value of an included breakfast. That's a great fucking paragraph.
I said you were good to go.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
He
Did you publish
say
it?
I was good to go.
Is it up?
I'm
Let's publish right now.
That is
It
about what
also
he
is
says
very
about
much about suicide and killing yourself.
Yeah.
It is, but it's.
You were like, I object. I object.
The structural integrity. Publish his blog right now.
Yeah.
I just text him. I go, do not know if we can publish the suicide fan fiction. He goes, haha, fine. I don't care. But now we're good to go.
We're good to go. That's what he came in. Right. So
And
I
you're
just don't
free
know
to
what
write
I
more,
was.
Francis.
And I told that story pretty accurately, I felt.
I agree.
What do I have to say? What do we say after?
You are if you're okay, if you need help.
Yeah, and I wrote. What did I write?
Haha, I'm fine.
No, wait.
Only 2 ha's is
Yes,
I'm suicidal.
fine. All good was just trying to be funny. So I was that to me.
I
when
love
got-
that. This is old Barstool. Nate and Francis going back and forth whether we're really looking at suicides.
We're regulators, man. I'm just
That's
trying to
it.
bring down the company with how I would kill myself.
Well, I said to Nate yesterday, I said, how are you going to block everybody's blogs that you don't like now? Because he's been using the PENN card for a long time.
Yes.
Now he has to flat out say, I don't like you. I'm trying to hold you back.
Yeah, right.
So, Dante is just like,
He was so excited.
the amount of Lori Lightfoot blogs we're going to get through the roof now.
Jerry, I saw him saying, let's bring back the grading teachers.
Oh, yeah.
On immediately.
Yeah, I actually was for that. Nate was against it.
Rough and rowdy, 2 weeks, I'm getting canceled on comedy. I'm saying some wild shit.
I guess advertisers are a little bit like asking sales, what does it mean? It's not, we weren't as crazy as people
Dude, I've been saying that
we were.
I have not. Everyone was like, I'm going to say all this stuff again. I was like, I never stopped saying what I usually say.
No,
It really was along the gambling lines. It's like we couldn't be normal gambling, so.
Yeah.
All right, there it is. It's the rundown.